Hello, I'm Lisa from Health Appeal, and today I want to share with you some information about vision boards, and specifically I want to share my vision board with you. So you've probably heard me talk a lot lately about the power of creating a vision for your life and how you can remind yourself of that using a vision board. So here's the vision board I created. It's about 4 or 5 months old, so it's probably getting to be close to time for me to create a new one. But everything I put on this board is still really meaningful for me today. So I'm going to share some of it with you because people ask me a lot of the time what they should put on a board, and really whatever you put on the board is up to you. It's what makes you feel good and represents what you want in your life. So I hope that becomes a little more clear as I share my board with you. So down here, this is the easiest one to talk about. I have a picture from a magazine with Disney characters on it and a Run Disney logo here at the bottom. Not sure if you can see that. And there was a man in the middle, so I covered him up with this woman jogging. And I also have here what says "Keep Going." And when I put this on my board, I wasn't really sure why, but I put it on there. And then within weeks of me creating this board, I decided I want to run a race at Walt Disney World. And I actually signed up to do a half marathon. I've never run a race before in my life, but for some reason I felt compelled to do so, and I'm really, really excited about it. So if I hadn't put that on my board, I never would have taken the leap and signed up for the race. I never would have started training for a half marathon. So that's some of the power of the board. And I don't want to say that to scare you, but when you put things on your board and you see them, it helps clarify your goals for you. So it wasn't something that I didn't even realize I had in me as a desire until I put it on my board and then looked at it for a few weeks. So I also have Ellen here, and the reason I have her on my board is because she is kind of a role model for me and in my business as well. I have kind of a quirky personality, and sometimes I'm not quite sure how to let that out, and I tend to be kind of restrained. And Ellen lets her kind of quirky personality shine, and she's very confident about it. So I look up to her for that reason. I have some images on here on the side, one that says, "Do you want to go back to camp?" And I put that on there because I went to a summer camp as a child. I went every year for 10 years, absolutely loved it. That's something I want to be able to allow my daughter to do. And I also know that there's a family camp in Ontario that I want to go to with my daughter. We didn't get there this year, but it's absolutely on my to-do list for next year. I have every intention of taking her next year. I have some images here of people standing at the top of mountains. And I love travel, I love adventure, and I love physical activity. So one of the things that I'm going to incorporate into my next year is some trips within North America where I travel to some of the mountain ranges and do some climbs. There's also the feeling that goes with that. So it's not just the actual act of doing those activities, but the feeling that goes with standing at the top of a mountain. That's something that is important to me, that freedom and exhilaration and confidence that comes with that. Here I have a picture of an older lady covered in mud, and I presume her husband behind her on a mountain bike, and she's smiling. So to me, this represented fun with your partner and growing old together and still sharing a connection and doing things together that are fun. So that's why that one's on my board. Here I've got some different words that are meaningful to me. So make fun of family tradition, believe, so that's believe in myself, believe in my hopes and my dreams and the possibilities for the future, healthy you starting now, win money. I saw that and thought, well, I better put that on my board, why not? In praise of strong women, and that's one of my big passions for my business, is I help women realize their strength. And I also have one on here that says happiness strategy. Be optimistic in your thinking and actions. And that's something that I strive to do as well. In the middle, I have feel the love, soul support, and that's about feeling loved and supported both internally and externally. So loving and supporting myself, and also feeling love and support from my friends and family. I have a light here, kind of at the end of a path, and that represents spirituality for me. I don't have a specific faith that I hold to, but I do believe that there's some sort of higher being, and for me this represents spirituality. I am home, and happiness, just show it. Those to me represent, I'm not sure how to put it into words, but I moved back to the area where I grew up in 2 years ago, and for me that was coming home. And I had always rented houses and apartments, and now I have my own home. And I feel like I finally have somewhere where I can settle down and relax because it's mine. And I can be happy here. Okay, moving on to the far side of my board, I have this, which is just a whole bunch of words: joy, drive, respect, happiness, triumph, shine, radiance, confidence, all kinds of words representing how I want to feel and how I want others to feel when they're around me. I have a woman here sitting quietly, meditating, and this says meditate on it. And that's to remind me to take the time to sit quietly with my thoughts and feelings, because I don't always do that. And finally, I have another image here of a woman, looks like she's doing a trail run on the top of a mountain. So similar to the ones I have on the other side, balanced it out with a bigger picture here. Both the physical act of going to a mountain, but also the feeling that you get when you're on the top of a mountain. So overcoming struggle and triumph. Overcoming struggle and triumphing through your struggle. So here's my vision board and what it represents to me. It's looking a little beat up these days because I have it stuck on my wall in my office, and I don't have it stuck very well. So it falls down every once in a while. But that's actually a good thing, because then I go over, I pick it up, and I look at it as I hang it back up on the wall. So it's a constant reminder. So I encourage you, if you've been thinking about how you can create a vision for your life, or how you can remind yourself of some of your dreams and your goals, and the things you'd like to do and the way you'd like to feel, flip through some magazines and start pulling out pictures that mean something to you. And you might not know what they mean right away. I didn't know what a lot of this meant when I put it on my board. I just felt like it should go there. And the feeling and the meanings came the more I looked at my board. The more I looked at my board, the more I understood why I put the things there that I did. So I encourage you to go try and create a board of your own. Hang it up, look at it, and notice what happens for you, how your thoughts shift, how your behaviors shift, and how you moved more towards your goals. This is how you create a life you love, and this is how you overcome the struggle in your life. If you're struggling with weight loss, it's because you're not clear about what you want. This is how you get clear about what you want. One of the strategies, anyway. So I'd love for you to email me and let me know what your biggest aha or takeaway from this video is. My email address is lisa@healthappeal.ca, and I look forward to hearing from you. Take care and be well.